Hi, I'm Glen, and today we're just going to talk about things to keep yourself motivated when life throws you lemons. What do I mean by that? Well, we all know that old saying, when life throws you lemons, make lemonade. So I've taken a few weeks off ever since the holiday season started. So I've taken a step back. I threw out my first 5 videos for Glen's Hangout because, as I'd said in my first few videos, I have Tech Savvy for Seniors, which is another great venue for me to keep active, especially when I'm in my mid 70s. Now, let's say early 70s, actually, not mid 70s. And this year, I decided with my lovely wife, Pam, that we would take off, go up north, and visit family over the holidays. Well, much to my wondering surprise, I ended up being hospitalized New Year's Day at 2:30 in the morning. And from that, there was all kinds of testing and scans done. And again, lo and behold, I got more bad news. So, how to deal with all of this and cope with it? Coping strategies are one thing I feel I'm pretty damn good at. And the reason I am good at it is because I've had some adversity off and on, especially health and cancer, especially. So, my old friend, not so much cancer, and I have had a few go rounds now. I've luckily come out ahead each and every time. This time is a little different, there's a lot more to it. So, how do I handle it? Well, the first thing is to make sure my family doesn't get overly stressed. And that is a hell of a lot easier said than done because people get stressed. As soon as you mention the word cancer, everybody runs screaming in the other direction because we all know that it can have adverse reactions to your life, like you lose it. I've lost too many family members from cancer, and it's definitely something that crosses my mind from time to time on, well, how am I going to cope with it? Am I seeing end of days? Who knows? I have no idea. This is all new and different for me. This time around, things are different because there's more of it, and I know I've read enough stuff now that it can be managed. And hopefully, this is just going to be another blip in the life of. But if you're feeling down because you've got some health problems, maybe yourself, or you just need somebody to listen to how you feel, then try YouTube. It's a great way to vent, I guess, or get your thoughts out and see how other people feel. Not everybody wants to follow somebody who's dying, and I'm not saying I'm dying because, as one of the YouTube content creators has said, you ain't dead till you're dead. Well, I guess that's a good attitude to have. So, what next? Well, this journey I started on, I thought having Glen's Corner would be a great way for seniors like ourselves. And you don't have to be a senior. You could be in your 40s, you could be in your 50s, just starting out and wanting to vlog or blog about something. Well, how about life in general? So if you're having a bad day and you feel like saying, geez, maybe I could use a pick me upper, my channel's not going to drag you down. I'm going to be honest with everybody and tell people what's going on with me because that's what Glen's Corner is all about. It's a place that you can share your ideas. I can share ideas with you as well, or we can just talk about life in general. So that's going to be my New Year's 2025. We have a changing world. Everything around us is constantly swirling, and there's problems that people have just getting through the day. Well, everybody needs an outlet. I find humor, frankly, to be one of the best ways. I know our good friends at Facebook offers people a lot of different ways of joking around, keeping in touch with their friends, making light of situations. I'm not going to try and make light of my situation because it is what it is. So here's a little background of my story. As we partied on New Year's Eve, things in my little ticker weren't going so well and I didn't know it. So we had the most magnificent evening, danced under the stars, watched the fireworks, had an absolutely magnificent time, and like all responsible people in their 70s, went to bed a hell of a lot before midnight. Actually, it was kind of, close to, I'd say maybe within half an hour. Anyway, good old ticker decided, well, this isn't working for me. I'm going to start fibrillating. If any of you have AFib, you know exactly what I'm talking about. All of a sudden, I abruptly woke up in the middle of the night, like 1:30ish, and I thought, I'm not feeling right. This is not working for me. So off to the hospital we go in the middle of the night. Didn't want to wake anybody up in the household. So my wife and I snuck out. She drove as quickly as and safely as possible. We ended up in emergency, 18 hours worth of wondering how they're going to get my heart back onto its regular rhythm. Well, that was quite a joy. But then all the tests came back, kept saying, well, looks like I had a mini heart attack. Okay. Next. Well, we're going to keep you for tests. So into the hospital, I get registered. My poor darling wife, 18 hours without much food, no sleep, ended up being picked up by my family, which was thankful that they ended up getting her. And I was in the hospital. So test after test after test. Finally, CT scans came up, and well, surprise, surprise, you have a mass in your retroperitoneal. If any of you guys have lymphoma, or if anybody has had a retroperitoneal mass, you know that they're sneaky. They don't have any way of showing themselves. There's no blood test for it. It only shows up on a CT scan. I've had one before and successfully got rid of it with radiation, thankfully. But this time around, there's more hot spots elsewhere, and that's not a good thing. But everything is treatable, especially when it comes to lymphoma, or some types of lymphoma. Let me straighten that out. I'm not a medical doctor, and I don't profess that I'm going to tell you guys something that's going to improve your situation if you have cancer as well. I don't know what kind you have, but we all know that the word cancer, again, invokes a lot of fear. So, toddle off, home we come, 5-hour drive home. I'm not allowed to drive because I had had an angiogram, and they don't let you drive when you have an angiogram for a few days, like 5. Good Lord, lock me up and throw the key away. 5 days without driving is nuts. And that's that. So now what? Well, off to see the oncologist in a few weeks. Another scan done just to confirm the other scan was right. And now more tests, biopsies. All this stuff takes time and frankly is frustrating as all get out, because if you live up north, you know that our medical system, although we brag about it a lot, we say it's free, well, you've got waiting times where our friends in the South can usually get in to see somebody very quickly. Not here. So now the waiting game. When do I get a phone call? When is this going to happen? When are we going to determine course of action? So I decided, you know what? I'm going to vlog about this because you might as well join me on my journey if you feel like it and see how the outcome is. I'm not going to lie to anybody, and I plan on telling everybody what treatments I'm getting when I do finally get a treatment option, and we'll go from there. So for now, thanks for indulging me. If you have anything else you'd like me to chat about, or if you just feel like joining me for my bi-weekly vlog, if I can do it. If not, it'll be weekly for sure. So you guys stay tuned. Wish me luck because I'm going to need it. And thanks for your support. So take care of yourselves and keep smiling, because you know what? The alternatives, no better. Being grumped out about it isn't going to help the situation at all. Thanks for watching, everyone. Ciao.